everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I've got a long overdue review and demo for you on the new NARS foundation, which is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. Wow, what a mouthful. Yeah, I basically have been waiting to do this review because I wanted to try it out on my skin properly more than once to get a real feel for it and give you my honest opinion and honest thoughts on it. That way it's a better review, really. I don't really like, well, I like watching other people's first impressions videos, but I'm personally not a fan of doing a first impressions video on a foundation when it's something as big as a foundation, just because you really need to see how it sets, how it wears throughout the day, and all that kind of stuff, all these kind of things that makeup artists look out for, I guess. But yeah, I have tried it out more than once, more than twice, about 5-6 times now, so I think that's more than enough times to know what this foundation is really like. I am wearing it today as well, and I will be showing you a demo of how I like to apply it and how it applies on the skin as well in this video. But yeah, I've had this foundation on since 7 o'clock this morning, and it is now 9:15 in the evening. So it's on. It's been on all day, and I will get back to you at the end of this video once I've told you everything you need to know about this foundation, on what I think of this foundation as a whole. I'll give you my overall opinion, yeah. So yeah, let's just get straight into the review and the demo, and like I said, I'll get back to you with my full opinion on this foundation towards the end of the video. First of all, I just want to say how lovely the packaging is and how luxurious this bottle looks, especially in comparison to the NARS Sheer Glow. I find that this just looks so much more appealing now, so much more sleek. I love that it's like a matte frosty kind of bottle, and also the fact that it's just got a lid that pops on and off. The NARS Sheer Glow foundation, you have to screw it on and off. Also, this foundation comes with a pump, which is very exciting, because for those of you who haven't bought a NARS foundation before, basically NARS don't include a pump with their foundation, so it can get a little bit frustrating because most of the time when you go to buy the pump separately, it is out of stock. So it's just really nice to not have that stress, and there's a pump with this foundation, so yay! Now, speaking of the pump, this foundation actually claims that just one pump of this foundation will cover the whole face. Now, I can tell you now that that is not true. I did try to cover my whole face with one pump, and because I do have a tiny pea head, I just about managed to cover my face, but I was really trying to pull the product and make it stretch, and yeah, it wasn't very comfortable for me to do it that way. I would have preferred, and I do prefer, to use 2 to 3 pumps, and that way I've got even coverage throughout my face instead of trying to drag it to get the coverage there and get the foundation in other places where it can't reach as such. Also, this foundation is full coverage. Now, a lot of people seem to think when you say full coverage, it means thick and heavy and cakey, but that is where NARS have tried to be a little bit different here, and that is why they have called it a weightless foundation. So what they mean is that it's really super runny and it's super thin. It feels light on the skin, but it's heavily pigmented, which is what makes it full coverage. So when you're applying this, you'll find that the consistency of this foundation is really thin and runny, which is probably why one drop or one pump of this foundation is really not enough, because yeah, it's not like a full pump, it's like a drop basically. So that's why I find that one pump's not enough. Yeah, you'll find that it's really light and weightless on the skin, and that's what this foundation claims to be weightless, and I feel that's exactly what it is. It's really nice and easy to work with, although it does kind of dry very quickly, so you kind of do have to work with it a little bit quick. So although you do have to kind of work quickly with it because it dries quick, it does feel really nice and weightless on the skin, and it feels like that all day, and that's from wearing 2 to 3 pumps of this, and I still don't feel like it's heavy on my skin like some other full coverage foundations. Also, this foundation is a luminous foundation, so I find that it's kind of like a satin finish foundation, and it gives you kind of like a natural radiance. It's not great, I don't think, for anyone with a very oily skin, unless you set it with a lot of powder. I find that would be great for anyone with normal to dry skin to give you a nice kind of glow, and it just feels nice and light, and it would just sit beautifully on a dry skin. Also, this foundation does claim to have a 16-hour wear, and 16 hours is a lot of time, and I believe that it doesn't wear for 16 hours without a touch-up. You definitely need a touch-up. I know that I have some other foundations that I can go a whole 16-hour, a whole day without touching it once. Whereas with this foundation, it's not as if it's like falling off my face and I look absolutely terrible. I just feel like areas do need to be touched up, and it doesn't stay perfect like some other foundations do all day. So yeah, I wouldn't say that's entirely true, but I think that's all the information that I do need to give you about this foundation. So I will tell you what I think of it now. First of all, I'm just going to share with you the shade that I bought, and I got the shade medium for Barcelona. Now, if you are going to buy this new NARS foundation, make sure you go and get your skin matched, your colour matched, just because when I went over there, I asked the lady if I would be the same shade as I am with my NARS Sheer Glow, and she said all the names are the same, but the shades are completely different. So it's very confusing. So if you are just thinking of ordering it online, really easy, because you know the name of the last one, don't do that. It's going to be completely wrong. Go and get yourself colour matched. Anyways, in terms of this foundation, now, like I said, I have been wearing this all day, and if I look into a mirror, I can see that it's like breaking up, where I've got like oily areas around my nose, on my T-zone. Basically my whole T-zone is kind of looking like a little bit of a hot mess, and I feel like, yeah, the foundation is breaking up and it's not holding very well together, and for a full coverage foundation it shouldn't really be doing that, and I think it's probably because it is so lightweight, which is why that is happening. Finally, I do think this foundation does transfer, especially where my oily areas are, but even after I've just applied it, I've powdered it, and if I touch my skin in that area, it comes off and there'll be like a little print mark where my finger was. So I'm not quite impressed with that. I would say that this foundation is beautiful for up to 6 hours, and after that, not so much, and it needs a bit of touch up and a bit of TLC really. If you've got time for that and if that works for you, then great. Me personally, I don't touch up my makeup all day. I don't like to touch it at all. So I'd rather have a foundation that's gonna last me all day, and this doesn't quite seem to do it. So if I am going long hours like I have today, this really wouldn't be the foundation that I would grab. But if I know that I was going shopping with my friends or something like that, then this would be a really lovely foundation that I could wear for up to 6 hours, and I'm gonna look flawless, full coverage, everything's covered up, and not feel like I've got too much on my skin. So it would be great for a day like that. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna chuck this foundation to the side. I do really like it, but as I said, just for the right occasion, and yeah, I just have to think about how long I'm going to be wearing it for before I go and throw this on. So if you do have a normal to dry skin, maybe try it and you might like it. And if you have tried it and you've got oily skin and you found that it really worked for you for a long amount of hours, comment down below and let me know how and why you like it. And yeah, if anyone's tried it, let me know what you think of it, because I'd really like to know, and what you kind of use with it, and if you need to touch up, things like that, because maybe it can improve the way I am wearing it as well. So that would be great to share it with me and also everyone else that reads the comments. So anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. My next review and demo video will be the new Maybelline foundation, so I'll be getting that up for you soon. But as I said at the beginning of this video, I really like to try things out, especially when they're things like foundations before I go and give you an in-depth review and my full opinion on things. So if you enjoyed this review and this demo, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and I will do a lot more. Oh, and if there is any other reviews and demos other than the Maybelline foundation you'd like to see, leave them down below in the comment section and I will check those out. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please make sure you do, just to make sure you don't miss out on all of the good stuff. And I shall see you all in my next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Mwah. Bye.